So, question from Mole Playing Nice, but great name by the way, I must say, is why do I play older games? Why do I prefer them? And also, should people be playing older games? So, before I just directly answer this, let me give you some context for how I came to the conclusion I did. Oh, we're getting all video essay like. I came to the conclusion I did because around, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, I kind of had this epiphany in my mind because I had been trying to improve at my screenwriting and directing and all that because I really liked making films and short films and all that. So I was really trying to refine those skills and improve them. And it kind of hit me that I'd been studying film and watching a bunch of old movies and stuff to understand that, because the way you understand where things are today and how to get better is by watching the masters, watching, people who know what they're doing so that you can take notes. That it's basically like taking class, right? Like taking your own class. And basically, point being, around this time, I got to a point where it hit me that I had been focusing so much on movies. There were so many other art forms I wasn't appreciating and wasn't looking at it all in like a more serious way. And it dawned on me that that was being a serious impediment to me actually improving as an artist and a storyteller. Because it's like here I am trying to create the next Citizen Kane or whatever, but I haven't even read Crime and Punishment yet. I hadn't read Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. Like I hadn't partaken in so many of these fantastic stories, which is obviously, like I said before, you want to learn film, you go to film. You want to learn writing novels, you read novels. You go to the art, and that's where you learn from. And I ended up kind of having this same thought process that deduced me to this point I am with video games, where I like playing a lot of older ones because I like to understand it. Now, this isn't going to be like an appealing argument or assessment to many, because there are many people who are just interested in, say, playing a game or whatever and relaxing it, don't take it as seriously artistically as I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But as someone who deeply is intrigued by the artistic elements and the design elements that form an experience like that, it's so important to me to find and assess those things in order to better understand them so that I can improve both like my own personal media literacy and my skills as a storyteller myself. And this isn't to suggest that there aren't great games or anything from the modern times, modern era, whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying that there are so many great stories told in any art form you can think of: video games, movies, books, television, radio, that have already proved to stand the test of time, which have been considered great for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And here I am, in one sense, wasting my time on something that hasn't proven itself yet to anybody, that I'm just kind of randomly throwing a dart at, just under the assumption it will. Now, there's value in also partaking in mediocre or even bad art, that's subjective, but I think you guys get what I'm getting at here, to learn what doesn't work. But my point is that I wanted to learn how to do things right, so I wanted to go to the masters in order to understand that. And that's my point of why I like to play a lot of older video games and experience those stories. And if you are an artist, someone who's interested in making your own games, or in general looking to be a better storyteller, that's why I also highly recommend you play old games. Play the games that are considered great so you can dissect and try to analyze and understand why they are considered great. Find those elements that are recurring throughout a lot of them. Find the differences and analyze the risks each one took in the context of when they came out, so that you can better understand what made them stand out and what makes them work today, and also what made them stand the test of time leading up to now. Now, to be clear, a lot of you probably get this, but just to wrap this up, this applies to any art form you're interested in pursuing, or if you're even just kind of casually trying to understand things better. Video games just happen to be kind of the topic of the question, but it's no different. On a much more personal note, I really like old video games because oftentimes they have a lot of simplicity to them, and sometimes I'm just looking to kind of start the experience without having to I don't mean to get all ranty, but sit through 40 minutes of cutscenes before I can actually just let loose and actually play. And that's not to suggest that, games with lots of cutscenes can't be good or anything. There are plenty of great games with amazing cutscenes, and even long ones. I really enjoyed Persona 5 when I played it last year, and there are literally cutscenes that go on for an hour in that game. My point is, if you want to be efficient in experiencing art in order to understand it better, the best place to go first are the ones that have already proven themselves. What I'm trying to say is play Earthbound.